Welcome to the Mother Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today.
Everything's better. Mother and daughter, oh, they're the greatest duo. Mother and daughter, oh, they're the greatest duo.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. It is illegal to make a false copyright claim, and such actions may lead to our party seeking compensation for losses. This video was created and published by the Mother Daughter-ish show in their personal capacity. The opinions expressed in this video are the creator's own and should not be taken as a definitive fact. The validity of any evidence provided should be independently consulted and researched and resource verified for authenticity. And the Mother Daughter-ish show takes no responsibility for the actions of those viewing this video.
Thank you so kindly.
Happy Wednesday, March the 23rd. Can you believe we're at the end of the month?
I really can. This month went by faster than I think faster than last month.
I'm just surprised that we're already here in spring, even though it seems like we're in summer tornado season here in Houston with the tornado and everything. But today is already March the 23rd. That's crazy.
Yeah.
March the 23rd. Our topic today, we're going to be talking about crystals, and Angie seems to have a lot of information on that. And I used to have so much information on crystals and all that stuff, but I'm enjoying all of the newfound information. But before we get started, for Women's History Month, we are going to be celebrating Elizabeth Blackwell. And Elizabeth Blackwell in 1849, 1849, she was the first U.S. woman to earn a medical degree. Can you believe that a medical degree for a woman was earned way in 1849? It's like, I thought that would have been further than that. But
Right.
because I that show on Stars called, you probably heard me talk about Outlander.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they talk about like the 1500s and stuff, and they call them medicine women instead of doctors. It was just like a medicine woman. Just like when we were in Towson, the guy was talking about the aspen tree and that it had aspirin in it. That's how I knew that, because of watching Outlander. So that's why he was shocked when he said, "Oh, you knew that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm thinking, I watch Outlander, dude. Where are you coming from? But that's pretty impressive. 1849, first American. Now I don't know about all the other foreign women or whatever, but he says she was the first. Elizabeth Blackwell was the first American woman to earn a medical degree. I find that fascinating because just when I was looking up all the different women in history, there was so much information, but a lot of it was surrounding political things, and I really wanted to find like the unique things, like certain inventions and things pertaining to women and, you know, our beauty and hair and all that stuff. So I just found some very interesting people. So I've been not only looking them up, but learning a lot about women in history as well, just even for myself. So, all righty, let's get into this exciting and interesting talk about crystals. I see how you and Peyton talk about it a lot. And then how you've learned a lot from Dwight, the guy out at Traders Village here in Houston. And so I'm just interested to also learn and know what are some of the things that you know about crystals, that you love about them, that you've learned about them, that how the colors coordinate as far as like the different energies and all that. So let's talk a little bit about crystals.
Well, first I did see today that that Dwight from the Gaia Crystal store, he posted something where it shows like how to program a crystal, which is like recharging it in a way. But the first step is to hold the crystal in your hand. The second step is to visualize it being filled with purifying light for about 30 seconds if it isn't cleansed. Then the third step is to visualize an intention and the crystal filling with the energy of this intention for about 30 seconds or until it feels programmed. Then
Remember, remember I said that about the candles. I said when you get those different success and all those kind of candles to write your intention and
Oh
put it
yeah.
up on the candle as it burns. And I just knew that from, I don't know how I knew that, but I just knew that from a long time ago. But I guess the same thing goes for the crystals. And don't type it up, but literally handwrite it because there's something magical that happens from the
Well,
hand
yeah.
to the pen to the paper. Yeah.
And with the candles, like for example, the money candle, they say you can put like a coin or a dollar or a couple dollars in front of it. And then like
Hmm.
with your intentions that you want to write down, you can put it under it or on the side of it. Because I
Yeah.
burned mine last night for about 4 or
Yeah.
5
So,
hours.
and I would even say, don't put coins and stuff. I would say put the intention of what you're wanting. So if you're wanting $100 million, then you probably want to put a $100 bill up under there so that that hundred can grow into 100 million. But if you're putting 25 cents up under there, that means you don't get a whole bunch of 25 cents. So you have to be very
No, that's not
specific.
necessarily because the way that I looked it up and asked
I'm just
people,
talking
they said that
specific.
it's just specific. It just um pretty much identifies as money. It's not like you don't have to be too specific. It just
I very, very, very specific, very, very specific. Because if you say, "Oh, I want a man, I want a man, I want a man," you're just gonna get any kind of man. You have to be very specific with exactly what you want. But that's just opinion. But so Dwight posted. He posts on his page.
yeah, all the time.
I'm not on his page. So I didn't know that. I know the name of his place is GAIA, but I didn't know how to find him on Instagram, so I didn't know that. So I have to go and find him because I'm not on his page. I should be on his page because I like all the different stuff that he talks about. So is it just under Gaia?
It's a Gaia crystal something. Let me see.
Oh, maybe send me a link or something because I didn't even know he had an Instagram page. That's kind of
Gaia
crazy.
crystals and more. Well, he kept telling us to follow him every time we go in there, Mama.
I know, but I didn't have his card. I mean, somebody could tell me that, but then by the time I get in the car, I'm gonna forget what your link is. Like I've got
Oh,
too
he
many.
tells you to take a picture of it right there. That's why you probably just didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't get a
Phone out.
picture. Okay, okay.
But I sent
All
it to you. It's Gaia Crystals and More. He's located in Traders Village, number 548. That's the suite number. If
right.
anybody's ever in the Houston area. But yeah, so the crystals that I have personally are carnelian. Well, this is one
Hmm.
of them. It's
And
good
tell us what
for.
carnelian is.
Yeah, I was about to. It's courage, strength, determination, and it says how it works. By bringing all of your energy to the present and amplifying it with universal energy, the crystal facilitates a connection to true, unwavering belief in the self. And the strengths of this one is courage, willpower, and determination, manifesting protection, positivity, strength, and power.
Mm, okay.
It also boosts your self-esteem. It
What color is
dispel.
carnelian?
It's like a little red.
So when people look for it,
Looking.
they're looking for.
Yeah, a little red. It says it dispels emotions such as fear, anger, jealousy, laziness, lethargy.
Mm, mm,
It brings focus and balance, which aids in spirit connection and helps women with fertility issues to balance hormones.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I have amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
That's for protection, cleansing, and intuition. It is a powerhouse stone. It vibrates at a high frequency, creating a bubble of spiritual protection against negative energy.
What color is that one?
That one is like a purple and white swirl looking one, but it's purple
I
mostly.
don't know why I thought it was pink. I thought amethyst was pink. Okay.
And also I looked up when we was in New Mexico, I looked up that my birthstone is aquamarine and it had something to
It's
do with
what?
like aquamarine.
Oh, I thought yours was pink too.
No. And it has something to do with like
Somebody's is pink. It might be pink. Somebody pink. And
no.
what that one have to do with?
It has to do with like jewels and mermaids. I looked it up. Like that was the
Oh
mermaid's
my
favorite jewel.
God, not the mermaids again.
It said that was their
Are
favorite,
you
one of their
serious? Or are
favorite.
you joking?
No, for real. I even told Peyton I looked it up. It's like their favorite
Aquamarine.
jewel.
Oh, but you know what? That makes sense because you're a Pisces and y'all are fish people,
Yeah.
water people. Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense right there. So it
I
said
know.
mermaids and what else?
I didn't even find it. I gotta look it up, but it has something to do with like that being like one of their favorite jewels and crystals that they use or like.
That is
I
hilarious
know.
to me.
That was it
That
was when I was asleep. We was looking it up. I think the date
so you
that
get
it,
your Jane Avery bracelet, you just need to cover it with mermaids and fish
or
tails.
just yeah, something like that.
Oh my
I also have
God, that would
tiger's
be so
eye.
unique. Mhm.
I also have Tiger's Eye, which is focus, protection, and willpower. It's a stone of protection, and it also brings good luck to the wearer. It has the power
Mhm.
to focus the mind, promoting mental clarity, assisting us to resolve problems objectively and unclouded by emotions. And this one is good for the sacral chakra, solar plexus.
What color is it?
This one is like I want to say it kind of looks like the pattern that you see on like wood and tiles, but it's like a brown, dark
What's it,
orangish copper looking,
like
uh,
walnut brown? Mm.
something like that. Yeah, because they got some
Oh.
of them have like marble looking swirls in them. But then we have Peridot. That's the one me and Peyton got in New Mexico.
Mhm.
That green looking one. It's good for warmth, well being, awareness, growth, protection, and helps calm anger, helps overcome fear, mentally stimulating, and promotes responsibility and forgiveness. It's also known as a good luck stone or crystal.
N- Now, is that one you can turn into a necklace, or is it one that just kind of like a rock?
They look like little. Well, we got them in like these little glass things that look like little pebbles. But I think any of them
Okay,
you can turn into a necklace as long as you wire it, like how my tree of life one looks
that's
wired.
exactly what I was just about to
Yeah,
say. I
I
love.
told
I
Peyton,
see there.
that pyrite that broke, she can get
Uh-huh.
those little pieces and put them in different purses or wallets. Or
Was that the
asked
gold?
that big one that we had on the dashboard.
Yeah, that gold one. Yeah,
Um,
I love there's a girl that I saw on Instagram. She wires the necklaces
mhm,
and it's so beautiful the way she wires it because she kind of does it in a pattern where it's not just a wire around, but
right,
she does like a little
swirly.
cross, she'll do a
Mhm.
little X, she'll do like a little swirl. She's even done one with like a little heart. I saw her with the little tools in her hand. I was like, I love wired jewelry like that where the
Mhm.
stone is wired. So I hope that, we when we start looking for different stores here in Houston that we find somebody that makes some kind of jewelry like that because
Yeah.
I find that very beautiful, especially if you have a really beautiful piece of something that you can wire. Because y'all got a couple of flat pieces too that I saw that I was like, oh, that would be cute in the necklace.
Oh yeah. And then
Yeah.
what was I about to say? Oh, I told Peyton that I gave her the email and information, but still she can ask them when we go this weekend. But one of
Mhm.
those little pieces she can have them wire it and make it into a necklace. So that's perfect that it broke
Just
actually.
wire it, period. If she just wanted to sit it in like a little glass case or something, she could have it basically put back together with the wires or whatever.
Yeah, but she said she wanted little pieces of it anyway, so it's kind of glad that it happened. But
Well,
um
everything for a reason, you know. I mean, every single thing happens for a reason. And so if she wanted pieces, now she has pieces because she could put some in her room, in her car. I mean, different places, wherever she feels the need to have it. Now, how do you know, you personally, how do you know how to tell if it's true crystals or if it's synthetic? How would one know?
so I've been told and also have looked up because I have friends that are much more experts than me, so I asked them before I go get anything. But
Yeah.
some of them say that you can scratch it with something, and if it's not supposed to scratch at all, like you can use either like a
Mm,
knife or a safety pin and scratch it on there, and if it doesn't scratch or anything, um, then it's real. You're supposed to hold it. Most of them, all of them, you're supposed to hold it and actually be able to feel the energy from it. Um,
mhm.
I think my carnelian waist bead, when I put it on, I wasn't necessarily getting a headache, but I was feeling like dizzy, like almost like a head high. And I was texting my
Mhm.
friend CJ. I was like, "Girl, what is going on? Is this real?" She was like, "Yeah, you're supposed to feel like that when you have it on and after it's been charged and cleansed." Um,
Oh. Mm.
Also, it's supposed to feel really cold in your hand. Like you'll know when it's cold.
And did
What's
you
another
get
way?
all the ones that y'all bought? Did y'all feel that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then what's another? I just have the top of my head. If you want to, you can break them and see how they look inside. But that's one
Girl, you
way
gonna get
to,
you gonna get arrested in the store.
yeah.
Man,
Because this
okay.
one guy that you said, I watched this one guy on TikTok. He just sits on live and wires a lot of his jewelry that he's about to mail out. And he was
Mhm.
showing ways that you can tell that they're real or fake. And he was like, if you just chip off an end or like break off a piece, if you can or want to, you can tell like it's supposed
Mhm.
to be a certain pattern on the inside.
I wonder if he's on IG because I don't have TikTok on my phone or iPad or anything. I wonder
I'll have to
because
find it. When I do, I
I
definitely will. Yeah, because he's on
think
there all the time.
wow. So
Um,
what are the different ways that you heard people say that you can charge them? I know I've heard people talking about how they charge their water with certain crystals, and I was reading into it a little bit, and it was telling you which ones you can put in water and which ones you cannot put in water. So it was very interesting to see all of the ones
yeah.
you could put in water to charge your water with whatever intention. And that's where I have found that crystal store here. I think it's downtown in Houston. I had put it on the list for us to go and check them out because they had a lot of crystals I never heard of before. And then when I looked into what those crystals were good for, I thought it was very unique. But
Some of
what are
them,
some so I know y'all know sun because Peyton
you
had
can
hers
do the
in
sun, you can do it
soil.
in the moon, you can do it in the soil, and you can do it in sea salt water. You can submerge
Okay,
the
said
crystals.
sea salt water,
You can submerge it
soil,
in sea salt water.
sun.
You can
What
put it in the
else?
soil.
Okay,
You can put
you
it in
said
the
something.
moonlight and sunlight.
Moon. That's what I didn't hear
Yeah,
you
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know about the moon because what's her name? Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's
You can do
fan.
it up to 24 hours in the sun or in the moon
Yeah, I
or
saw her.
even in
They
the
did a
soil. But
ritual, and everybody thought it was weird. And I was like, yeah, it's weird to someone who one doesn't believe in it, two doesn't understand it, three
right.
they're into that. That's very weird. But when I saw the story, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because I know people who charge their water and stuff in the moon, depending on what seasons are happening or whatever. So I know it sounds weird to folks who don't understand, who don't believe in it. I'm gonna just put it like that, who don't believe in it. It does sound very, very weird, but there are different ways that you can do them. And I guess the best thing to do is to go online and start reading about it if you are thinking about being interested in
Hmm.
what different crystals and things can do it. I have seen some of the most beautiful ones in New Mexico. I like that purple and the pink ones, that the little heart ones that was sitting right there in the front.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what they were, but they were very, very small and were $65. So I was like,
Yeah, and I saw
mm,
some cute turquoise ones too. I see that it's good for a balancing stone. It aligns the chakras and stabilizes the mind, promotes self peace. But it's I saw a necklace that looked just like that turquoise, and I think you said you liked it, but yeah.
yeah, the purple and the pink for some reason intrigues me. Purple because it's such a mystery color, and pink because it's so dainty and just kind of has an elegant thing about it. Now that gold is like what Peyton got. The way it shimmered was very, very, very gorgeous. And didn't the lady say there was actually some traces of actual gold dust or something in
Mhm.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it had a very good shimmer. And because I know that our bodies are made up of 0.2% of gold, that's very intriguing that you can see the gold reflecting off of you on certain pictures, depending on what kind of makeup you have on and stuff like that. Because I go back and I look at my childhood pictures, and it's so funny how you can see certain things coming out of you. And it's like, oh, wow. Nobody was contouring back then, but it looked like our faces had contour stuff. What's
Mhm.
that highlighter stuff on our forehead and our cheekbones and stuff? I was going back looking at some kid pictures and stuff that I had, and I was like, man, it's like every kid I know in these picture things had that little glow on them. But when did you start getting into crystals and whatever the meaning of them and stuff like that was? What intrigued you?
I think just learning about all their like powers and stuff that they provide. I think maybe 2018, 2019, but for real,
Uh,
probably last year. Like actually
uh,
purchasing them and looking into them and learning about them probably beginning of last year, maybe.
Now, what was that necklace Jada bought when we went a few weeks ago?
She bought the carnelian one. That's the one I got too.
She
The
bought,
red looking one. Yeah.
yeah, I thought that one was black. I don't know why. Look, I guess because it's such a dark, deep
The
red.
chain was black.
Yeah. And then y'all went again, and what did was it emerald?
Emerald got tiger's eye.
They
And
got
Jada
tiger.
also got she also got the rose quartz crystal tree. I don't know what they're called, but you know the crystal trees.
Now, did Dwight say? Didn't he say something like the first time we went? Didn't he say something about it? The the crystals depending on where they came from or something like that? Because he said he got a lot of stuff from Egypt and Africa and other places. Did he say it also mattered where they came from?
I don't remember. But I
Because I know
know
it was.
like Touchstone Gallery, some of their stuff was from Australia, the place
Oh,
that Peyton got the pyrite from, and we got the
yeah,
peridot from. Uh
yeah.
it was some places where it said it
But
on
she
the
was also
card.
reading in that book, and she said that she was getting ready to order some stuff from the Congo too.
Oh.
They were her and the other girl were having a conversation. They were looking through the book that they were getting ready to order some stuff, and she said, "Oh my God, this is from the Congo," and she was like, "Oh yeah, we got to order that."
Yeah.
So I
Some
know I
people
was
get
talking
them just
to
based off where they're from.
Dwight's son, and he was saying that they had just gotten back from Egypt, and they had gotten a couple of things, and he was showing me some of the stuff, and he said, and we got a lot more stuff that we're going to be adding to the store. And I was like, oh my God, they got so much stuff in there already. That's just
He just got
so.
some new rings as of last week, and I was just over there 3 days before that. He got a whole new case of
To keep
rings.
his stock in because look like his store stays pretty busy, and
Yeah.
once you get customers who keep coming back, and then they keep bring like you done took how many
That's
people
why
over there now?
I've been 3 weekends in a row, and I see why. Because you're gonna see something different every time. It's not the same stuff. It's not
Y'all
like
go,
you run out. It's like he gets more on top of what you already saw.
yeah, y'all going again Saturday?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Well, because
goodness.
Peyton wants to go this time, so every time I've been going, this will be the 4th
Yeah.
weekend in a row. It's always somebody new, and somebody new gets red. So Peyton will get red this time. Last
Yeah,
time
so
was Emerald. Before that was Jada. Before that was
yeah.
Mimi.
Last time we
So
were in there, that husband and wife team, they said they had been back there bringing different people, and they keep coming back because something they didn't get the last time they regret, and they had to come back and get it. And I said that
yep.
just seems like the because it's like every time I go and I look at something, I'm just like, oh, you know what? I like that necklace, and I like the long ones with, but I wish he had more that had the wiring on it. Or I'd love to know who that guy is that you're looking at on TikTok to see if he has some things. I wish I knew somebody local that knew how to do the wiring of the jewelry because I do find it very
And I think
fascinating.
he does the crystals and stuff, but he also makes jewelry shaped like out of the wire, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
Mm-hmm.
stuff out of just the wires, which looks cool. But yeah.
That's pretty unique. Well, for anybody who's looking to get into learning more about crystals and how to charge them and recharge them and all that stuff, what advice would you give them since you're in your learning phase of, getting to know all of the new different ones that you're collecting? I mean, you're doing really good on collecting yours. What
Yeah.
information would you to
Um,
start?
I would recommend definitely when you go to a crystal shop, ask if they have the authentication cards.
Mm, mm.
Also, when you buy your crystals, they're supposed to cleanse. You're supposed to visually see them cleanse your crystal before they give it to you.
And what do they cleanse it
With
with?
selenite.
Selenite.
Selenite. Let me pull that real quick because I bought that stone too. That
Hmm.
crystal.
The selenite one?
Yeah, it is good for purification, peace, and enlightenment. It's really super high in frequency, so you can hold it in your hand and meditate and say whatever you want to happen, or you
Hmm.
literally just wave it around in counterclockwise motion or just a circular motion period above the crystal as it's laying down on the flat surface or in your hand. But they're supposed to cleanse it before they give it to you after you purchase it. Um, and definitely look for the signs if it's real or not, because there's a lot of shops out here, even on websites that you normally buy stuff, like just shopping websites, they will have fake stuff. So I say
So
if you
did you get cards
can,
for all the stuff that you purchased?
um I don't have cards, but I've asked to see them. Like I don't know if they give them to you, but I've asked to see them.
Okay.
And then I've seen them cleanse them. But I mean, literally 99% of the crystals that I have right now, which is about a good 12, I think, or
That was
less.
my next question. That was my
Oh
next
no, wait,
question.
let me
So
see.
you have, can you
Hold
name
on.
all the ones you have?
Well, as far as carnelian, I have a waist bead, a necklace, a ring, and then it's one of the crystals inside of my tree of life necklace because that has 7 different
Hmm.
crystals in there.
Hmm.
I have tiger's eye, selenite, amethyst, peridot.
Hmm.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different crystals. But carnelian, I have 3 items from that. But
Mm.
the tree of life, I wanted to take it back to Gaia because
Why?
no, not take it back, but I wanted to ask him which crystals are inside because so far
Oh,
one,
okay, okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. No. There's 7 different colors or 7 different crystals inside of this one necklace.
Hmm.
I know amethyst is in here. I know this is either peridot or jade. And I know citrine and carnelian, but I don't know these other 2 or 3 inside here. And then the
Wow.
pendant that we got, I don't know which crystal it is. Like, you know which crystal yours is? The pendulum that you got?
Mine wasn't mine jade. Remember I got the green jade?
Oh, I don't remember. I thought it was that or adventurine, whatever that one's called.
Mm,
Aventurine.
I got the green jade. It was so pretty. That's why I got it. I really want to I want a white one. But I didn't see a white one the last time we went. Where do you keep yours safe at so that people don't be touching all on your stuff?
Exactly, because if people touch your stuff, you're supposed to cleanse it right after that because their energy is not supposed to be on your stuff. So that's another recommendation. Keep them
You
somewhere safe
know,
because if you got kids
oh,
running around touching your stuff,
right.
just that's why it's just safe to cleanse it before and after you put them on and take them off. But I have them in this cute little brown box, like it's like kind of like a jewelry box. I think a watch used to be in here,
That's
but
good. That's good because
once
your stuff
my
safe. Yeah.
collection gets bigger, I'm gonna put it in my bigger jewelry box because I'm sure I'm gonna have. I just started collecting maybe last September for real,
Oh, so
and I have that
almost
many. Yeah,
that's pretty
yeah,
good. And we just kind of looked up when we found Dwight's store because we didn't go
for
out there
real,
specifically for that. It just
exactly.
caught our eye, and he was such a nice guy and so knowledgeable and all
Hmm.
of that. And I think I love the fact that not only is he knowledgeable, but that he has his whole family in there now that has the knowledge as well. So it's kind of good to see a family working together. And I don't know how long he's been there. I forgot to ask him, but I didn't know he was out there until now. You can't not know it because it's like you got to tell all your friends and different people who are considering getting their crystals from there. Have you ever ordered any online?
No, I have not, and I don't think I would.
I was just about to say I don't think I would order any online unless it was referral. Like if we know somebody that they're telling us that they
Of
need
course,
something, we
yeah.
would get it from get it from Dwight and get it to them or whatever. But other than that, just to like go and see, because he was telling us when we were there the first time we met him, he was saying that yeah, there's a lot out there online, but a lot of it is not the real deal. He said a lot of
Yeah,
it is
and I experienced that too.
yeah. He said
That's
it's
why I
synthetic
would do it.
and they sell them for high prices and stuff, but they don't even be real. Like they'll rust and do all kinds of stuff. But you don't know that until you're already a couple $100s in, maybe. So I think
Mhm.
it's good. Some things you kind of have to just see for yourself. You
Yeah,
can't just order it online. You got to just go and see it for yourself, and that's just the way it is.
like that one store we went to, that Michelle's store, that lady, she had some
Mm-hmm.
pretty rings, like, but they was, I mean, I wouldn't say, but like it was bad, but it was rings that was, of course, they was handmade, so it was worth it. But I didn't see a ring under 58, $68.
Right,
But
right.
it's
And that
dipped in gold, it's handmade, and it's actual crystals in it. So,
I really wanted that necklace that was on that wall, but I was like,
yeah,
I'm about 250 on that. But it was worth it. I'm just saying
it
I
definitely
didn't want
is.
to pay
Yeah.
for, but it was worth it. It was worth every penny. But yeah, she had a lot of rings. And like she said, her friend girl that lived right down the street, right in the same New Mexico town, she
Hmm.
made those rings homemade. So when you start thinking about homemade
The time
and
put
very
in.
specific, yes, very specific things that people do, you got to look at the time that they spend on creating that heart for you or that rainbow or whatever it is, the way she's binding up those jewelry and then for it to be real sterling silver and things like that. I mean, it probably takes a lot of energy. Think about it like this. She's putting her sweat and tears into creating that, whereas some of these other rings are just cut through a machine and
Yeah.
they produce a million of them. There's no love, I guess is what I'm saying. There's no love put into it. It's kind of like, do you want to eat McDonald's today or do you want to eat a homemade hamburger? I would go for the homemade hamburger any day because I know that that's going to be made with love, with somebody actually touching it and caring about it instead of it being manufactured and slapped on a grill and thrown out and put up on a shelf, for the next line to come through to buy it. So
Right.
when you start thinking about crystals and you start thinking about, somebody going to these other countries and collecting all of these items and having them sent back to their store because they got to be there to see it, feel it, you know, test it out and all of that stuff. You got to think about the money that it takes for them to get a flight to go over there to look at their sources. And the good thing about that too is once they have a source, then they could trust to order things online. But
True.
until
Yeah.
you see it, you can't just be out there just ordering things online, just for the sake of just having it to sell to somebody, kind of like they do with a lot of these stores online. It's like they don't really know where the stuff came from. They don't really know if it's real or not. They just want to sell you a dream, which that doesn't work for me.
And then they get hesitant answering the question, like when you ask if they have the authentication cards, like that one store we went to inside the mall at
Yeah.
Miami. He was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh no, we don't like I just don't know how people can have a physical store inside of a mall and don't have an authentication card."
Because he was a worker, and
I
when
mean,
you're a
yeah, but
worker,
I'm saying like I
you have
mean as
to
far as like
love. It sounded like you shocked him by asking him that, because he was like, "Yeah, no, we don't have no cars. No, we don't have that."
he didn't probably
And I'm
even know
just
what that
like,
was. Yeah.
I would have said, you know what? I'm sure they do, but I'm not the owner of the store. Should I give them a car? I mean, I would have, trust me, I'd have played that off. I wouldn't have been like, oh, no, we ain't got no card. No, no.
Mhm.
But you want to sell me a $500 piece of something, but you don't have a card? You shocked him when you asked him that, because I looked at his face when he answered the question. I was like, yeah, I don't think they've ever been asked that question, nor has he thought about being asked that question. That's
Mm,
interesting. And I just kind of like, okay, well, if you don't have a card, you don't even know what it is. Never mind. I don't want to hear what he has to say.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the more you know, the more you learn. Because like even with Dwight, every time you go in there, you keep learning different things from, what he has to say. And I just like people that are knowledgeable. If you're gonna have a store and you're gonna be selling something as important as that, you better know what you're doing. And even his son, I could tell, like he said, he's only been working with his dad a few months or whatever, but that his dad has been teaching him so much, and that he's learning so many things. I'm just like, yeah, that's really good. You'll be so knowledgeable. And a lot of the things you can read in a book, but it's nothing like hands-on knowledge.
Right, that's true.
It's nothing like hands-on knowledge, because you'll learn certain cadences and certain things that you could pass on to people, and they respect you for that. So I respect that young man for, working in the store, and then the mom is working in there, and the daughter. I mean, that's just, to me, I just find it cool.
But
I
yeah.
think it's cool. So if you guys are in Houston, Texas area, check out the Traders Village. That's on Eldridge and West Road. It is only open on Saturday and Sunday. So if you happen to be here for a weekend and you want to go and check out that crystal shop, that would be awesome. If not, learn everything that you can about it. Make sure you're asking questions about the authentication cards. Make sure you're asking questions about how to use those particular type of crystals. Make sure you learn about how to care for them, how to hold them, and all of those type of things, and what they mean to you. You don't have to have every one of them, just the ones that mean something to you. If that's something that you are interested in or you want to get to know more about. Oh, also they have, remember we were in Grenell's spice
Mhm.
shop, and they had a book in there about crystals, so you could get you a book that'll teach you about crystals and stuff. Because I know when I wanted to learn more
Oh
about
yeah,
herbs.
and Five Below.
Oh, what they had?
They had the whole book. Like Jada got one from Amazon, but I saw the same exact one in Five Below. And of course, I got them on Amazon. But I've seen the ones she showed me. They're nice.
I'm surprised I didn't pick that book up, because I picked up like 4 or 5 books there during the holidays that they had on different things.
They had it there the last time we went there too. I seen it every time we went in there. But
Okay.
they seem to always have it.
Oh, I was gonna say I might have to check it out this weekend. Sometimes they get stuff and then they don't have it no more.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
mean,
like the Dollar Tree, you better get it when you see it, because people pick it up and then they be on to the next season of stuff that they buying.
exactly, yeah.
I always usually find at least 1 or 2 books in their little stash of things. But yeah, well, that's our show today on crystals. I find it very fascinating though that I see you and Peyton talking about the different crystals and different things, and I'm saying to myself, they are so me when I was a teenager, learning about horoscopes and learning about
hmm
crystals and learning about all of that stuff. And I just sit back and listen, because I'm just like, wow, you never know where those things will take you, and especially if you believe in those things and you're trying to do something to better yourself.
Yeah, cause
If those
I be telling Peyton new stuff, and she be telling me new stuff. I'd be like, wow. I mean, it's really a lot to it. I wish I could just sit down and take a class on it, but you really can just sit and look at stuff on YouTube or
I was
TikTok
just about to say,
alone.
I
TikTok
was just about to
alone.
say, go to YouTube University.
Or TikTok
Yeah.
University for real.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Yeah, everything you want to know, because I know I have 2 things that I need to look up on YouTube right now, and I'm like, I just need to learn a couple of things about that, and then I'll be more comfortable with it. And it's like
Exactly. And
YouTube.
you only gotta watch it one time, just about.
Yep, yeah, one time, because that's how I am. If I want to learn how to make something, I say, let me just watch it one time. Okay, I know how to do that now. I don't have to learn too much. Then I can put my own spin on it, on the way I want to do it. It's kind of like the way I learned how to make gumbo. It's kind of like the way I learned how to cook in the air fryer. I just go
hmm
look at it one time and say, oh, okay, so to make it crispy, you just spray it with a little olive oil. Okay, I got you. So then my mind is like, all right, I know how to do that. And I move on about my business and put my little spin on it later. And then I like what I like.
True. True.
But that's interesting though. Well, I hope you guys have a really good time this weekend at the Traders Village again and again and again. He probably gonna say y'all might as well just come every weekend.
Might as well. If I can,
My-
I'll bring a new person every time to
Mhm.
get read and get cleansed. But I do want to go this time to get my aura read.
By his wife.
Yeah, so I can know what color it is. Because I know this one girl back in Longview, she had a
Mhm.
mermaid tattoo on her forearm, but it was like all shaded blue. And I was like, what made you want to do blue? And she said that was her aura color that she received when she got her thing read. But I just want to know my color, what it is.
Speaking of mermaids and speaking of tattoos, I am shocked you don't have a mermaid on you.
Oh, that's my next thing. I just don't know where I want to put it. But don't think, look, I got a whole album of everything. Just because I ain't got it yet, don't mean I ain't planning on
You
it.
just said that, and I'm like, I cannot believe this child does not have a mermaid
I already know
on
where I
her.
want it. Yep.
Do you know where you want it now?
Yeah, probably on the inside of my arm.
Oh, that sounds painful.
Yeah, because I want to finish my sleeve.
I am to leave this earth with no tattoos. Not
Hopefully we can
tattooing
get you lit enough on your 50th birthday to go get matching tattoos.
happen. It'll never happen.
We'll
I
see.
control me. Trust. I am in control of me.
Hmm.
There's no lit going, so